Alright guys, so today is the 2nd of September, and yesterday was opening day for ginseng. If I find a big patch randomly, then I'll take a couple, but if not, I'm just going to get one root. We know of where there's like a group of 4, then there's another place there's a group of like 4 as well, so I'm going to look some more. Hopefully there's a patch, because if there's not much, I ain't gonna take any, you know. So we're gonna just go see if we can find any. I got the shovel in a bag. I'm thinking this is a north-facing slope over here, and I haven't looked over here, and there's ferns. Ginseng loves the area where ferns are, from what I've seen online and what I've noticed in person. So this kind of slope facing north, gonna check along that. There might be some in here. Nothing in this corner yet, guys, but we're gonna work up the side of this. Just like a creek that comes through. We're gonna go on the north facing side, just see if there's some sitting around. I'm going through all these old logs. Nice shade here, not too much sun. Sure, at one point there was some here, but you never know. Searching more of these hillsides. Good area to look. Down there it's just a little too low, too much water. Just not ideal for it. So I'm kind of at the bottom, and I'm gonna work my way up through these woods. Go left and right. I see some berries right now. I don't know what they are though. Just got some red berries here. Could be from Jack in the Pulpit. I think it is. Possibly. Could have been ginseng here. That's the thing is, you know, the deer and the turkeys just devour this stuff. That seems more of a Jack in the Pulpit berry. I'm telling you guys, this is what I find the most out in the woods, are these balloons. Look, it's all the pretty princesses. I just stopped getting balloons, guys. Especially if they're gonna somehow get let go. You know, they're always stuck out in trees and the woods, littering everywhere, so that's why I don't get balloons. So we moved on to another spot here. And this is a north-facing slope that goes on for about a mile. But we're gonna follow it for half a mile until we hit a patch where there is ginseng. But I'm assuming if it gets a little bit more shaded on some of the slopes here, that we'll find some ginseng on the way there. So I'm just checking some of these woodchuck holes for artifacts. But we're on like a really good area here. North-facing slope, pointed down, lots of shade. It's a lot more moisture back in here than the other spot. Just by looking through them trees, you can tell. But we're gonna just keep running along the creek. I'm gonna look up here, then join him down there, and we're gonna look the hillside. Any more that way, it's just too sunny, not enough of a slope. There could be some, but I doubt it. So I'm just walking this huge deer trail. Like, I would have showed you back there, but this thing is massive. So I was just walking along really steep right here, but we've got a lot of logs thrown down, a lot of shade, north facing once again. And right here we've got a ginseng. This is a new one I've never seen. I'm gonna let it be. It's the only one I see so far, and who knows if the berries got to the ground right here. So we're gonna leave that one. This is a legal plant. It's a 3-prong. That's what you have to have. So I just got to this corner though, so there should be some more throughout here. We're not too far from the spot we pre-season checked. And I was walking, it's like super steep over there. And it's really hard to walk because it's like super loose, just like leaves and stuff. There's a bunch of old logs, probably 40, 50 years ago were chopped. They're just laying on the hillside. Well, I was walking through and just looking. There's ginseng all through the logs. So we're doing, before we go down, and I possibly may dig some, we're gonna look up here, see if it's healthy up here, and there's some. And I just started walking from right there, and I can already see one. This one, the deer have already eaten leaves off, and the berries have already been either taken or fell off. But that's a nice ginseng. So we're gonna really look up here, see if it's healthy, and there's a lot up here, so that way when we're down there I can make the decision if I want to dig some or not, because there seems to be a lot down there. This one's definitely getting left, but we're gonna keep looking, see how many there is. Okay guys, so once again, Fred spotted this one, and the berries are gone. Either they got eaten, which I'm not worried. Usually they'll still end up in the ground. But that's a 3-prong. This is a legal plant, but they're just having a hard time in here. None of the plants look healthy back here, but this plant's at least, what, 5-6 years old at least. So I'm sure if you dug the root, it would be a decent sized root. But we're gonna get a good count. There's only 2 so far, but I just want to show you. So you've got this really tender stalk, which that's one of the big keys when you're looking, because you see a lot of lookalikes and they have this hard woody base. Ginseng will not have that. It's like a green bean almost, like you could just snap it. And then you have the prongs that all extend out from one point at the top of the stalk, and then in the center you'll have your little cluster of either flowers or berries when it's time. Just the other year I had a hard time telling a difference, but after seeing them, you can definitely tell a difference. 1, 2, just like 10 I seen on the hillside, but there's at least 2 here, so we're gonna get a good survey. So this one was a 3-prong, fully legal. It still is. I could dig this, and we still got a berry on here, which that's what the berries look like. Seeds in the center there. So there's your seed. Don't really smell like much, but you can just replant them. I'm gonna replant this one down on the hillside. I don't really want these up here because someone might come and dig all these. And also, it's just a lot better because they're gonna be logging more through here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the bag, which, shout out Hidden Woodsman. This is the bag I've had for a while. I had some Jack in the Pulpit seeds in here I thought were ginseng, but they're just not. I'm gonna throw this seed in here for now. But I know as far as laws go, if you're doing reseeding, you have to keep it close to where you originally found the ginseng, where the seeds are at. I know a lot of people that buy seeds and do them themselves. I'm seeing ginseng all over here, so there's a plant. If there's enough plants like right here, like quite a few, I might dig that one. This ginseng definitely is struggling up here on this top. They cut trees here. There's just a little bit too much light coming through. As you can see, this one's been stepped on. I mean, everything has happened to this plant. This plant is not legal, but it's cool to see. It's not at least 5 years old because it's only a 2-prong. Might be wrong on that, but I think that's about right. So this is a younger plant, which is good. So this berry is also going to get moved down just right over the hill here, not far at all. But I think replanting it right here is just a bad idea. This plant's already struggling, having a hard time. I'm going to move it to the hillside where there's more shade. Okay, I don't know if you guys can spot a plant or not. I see 2 extremely massive ones. They're not in the camera frame. We'll get to those in a minute here. But dead center of the camera, like right there, is a nice 3-pronger. If I can find a bunch of smaller plants around it, I might actually dig that one. But you can see, I mean, this is terrible to get in here. Just thorns, tons of leaf cover, tons of little shrubs, ferns, mushrooms everywhere, but this is exactly what they like. It's not too wet, it's well drained, north facing slope, shade. So let's check this plant out real quick until we get to the extremely massive plants that I've seen. I'm not seeing any baby plants, but right there's, see, it's leaned over. Most of the time they'll be leaned over like that. They can't really support themselves. No berries on that one. They've already either fallen off or got eaten. I'm just gonna look down here through the brush, see if I can see any more smaller plants. I think I see one right, yeah I do. There's another plant. It's right there. I'm not gonna bother getting to it. That's a 2-pronger. That's a younger one. If I can see at least like 3 more plants in here, I might dig this one. All right, so I haven't even left this little spot, but I'm just kind of looking around. That's a 2-pronger right there. Here's a 2-pronger. Right here is, I think that's a 3-pronger, big one. but something ate the top off. So we're just gonna leave it alone. I don't need it. Here's a giant ginseng right here, hidden back. There's a seed. I'm gonna just move this one down. There's a lot of plants right here, so see, there's a seed I found. But as you can see with this plant, this is down in the moss in the corner of this moss carpet. So huge stalk. This is a very old big ginseng. It is missing most of the berries, but they are all laying right here. So I already grabbed a seed from here, so I'm just gonna plant that one right there. Not burying it deep, but just getting it out of the sight of a lot of stuff. But if I look through here, as I'm looking, there's tons of young plants, which is cool. But this one, I don't know. Should it leave or should it stay? I'll think about it. I just know that there's a bunch of big plants here. Right there's a giant one. And over on the logs, there's two with huge berry clusters. I'm gonna think about it. I might let the old one stay, but we'll see. So I just tilled the dirt right there, put a seed in. There was the stalk that I thought was ginseng, but it wasn't. So just planted seeds where I pulled that. It was like a bulb type plant. Down through here, there's all kinds. I might come back to the plant, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna let it grow. So that plant in the moss is definitely staying. Way too cool. I am not killing that. But we'll do a little more searching right through here. Then we'll hit that spot that's loaded. So I just got stabbed in the back by some thorns. There's another nice 3-pronger there. Ow, that thorn hurt. We are cutting down. There's plants all over here. What's nice with ginseng is you can step on them, it doesn't matter. The root's underground, so that's all it needs. Down through here, it's just loaded with plants. But I'm getting over here to the ones I really want to see. So these plants are monsters. They're in with these trees here. And this is a 4-prong plant. The berries on it are huge. It's already dropped some in here. So I'm gonna, off camera, I'll rebury these right here. I'm gonna take my time. I want these to stay in here. I don't think I'm gonna dig this plant either. I know it's a big plant, I understand. Most would dig it, but it's been living here so long, and look at the size of the berries it puts off. So if I can get berries off of it this big for the next 5 years, just think how many healthy plants it's gonna do. See, 4-prong. And then right down here, there's another real big one. And I'm assuming all through these branches they're in, hiding, which there's bound to be some plants here. It's actually a little too shaded here for most, so even though this plant's old and it's been here a while, I'm not seeing a lot of good plants by it. I think most of them berries, I'm gonna plant just a few here, and then the rest, they're gonna go down further. But huge plant, I'm gonna let it be though. Look at the stalk on it. All right, so there's those 2 big plants. Right here in this crevice, I just planted, I think 11 or 12 plants. If half of them come up, then that's good. So we're gonna move down just a little bit here, see what else we can find. I do want one root for tea. I will end up digging one, but those big plants, I'm just not digging them. All over, right where it starts to be a hill here. Well, not really. As soon as it drops off, I found them down here in the logs. But right here, there's a few. So here's 2 more berries. These big berries, there's 2 seeds in them. Keep that in mind. Downhill from here, I'm seeing some young plants, but not what I want to see. It's just, I don't think this is the best area. I know these plants are growing real well. Well, not really, some of them are. But it's just like there's too much sunlight here. And I know a big problem is that this year it was super hot. And a lot of sun. There's another plant. I'm gonna plant most of these down in the annoying spot, because that's where I think they'll grow best. Alright guys, so these logs are decomposing a lot, falling down here, and then it's kind of rotting away the surface of this plant. This is a 3-prong. Leaves look healthy, but I just It's not a good spot. This thing's gonna die out eventually, and I need a root for tea. So I'm gonna pull this one, but in return, a little bit lower where it doesn't wash out as much. I'm gonna plant like 6 seeds across the entire side. Let's dig this one up. And check that out. So it's a decent little root. Mosquitoes are starting to bite, but yeah, I'm happy with that root. You go and snap the stem. There's the leaves. And I'm gonna do a little cultivation here. I'm gonna kind of terrace this side slightly, and then we'll get these planted in. But there's these leaves. I might actually press some of these leaves, so I'm gonna keep those. But that's a nice little root. I mean, actually, now you can age ginseng. The top here might be a little bit like sun scalded or whatever you call it. Makes it kind of green. So that might be no good right there, but the rest of it's fine. But you can see, weird spot. It's been hanging on, and root went way up the bank that way to grapple. So yeah, pretty happy with that root. That's all I need, unless I find another one that's kind of in danger of dying out. But I mean, right there's a plant. Right there's a plant. There's one right up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some seeds through here, and we got our root. So I'm just doing a little double check because we're pretty deep in the woods. We gotta go into a fair later. So I planted quite a few seeds back there. I still have just a few that I'm gonna move. They're in the same woods, but I want them moved. I put a ton of seeds down there. We're gonna look in here. Yeah.